Hello again, and welcome to session 2 of the 45-minute work hour. In your quest for greater success and more happiness, we are establishing a plan for better time management. PLAN is actually an acronym for the 4 foundational principles of time management. This session, we're going to talk about the P, which represents prioritize. Prioritize is deciding what is most important to you and your personal life and career. You cannot plan your time effectively. You need to know why you should better manage it. So let me introduce you to Richard Hayes. He's the president of Richmond Brothers for the last 17 years. His employees call him the CEO because he's built the company to become one of the area's largest accounting firms. Yet he's mostly known in the community as a family man and a philanthropist. The CEO's got squared shoulders with dark thinning hair, accented by just a touch of gray on his sideburns and mustache. And although he looks stiff and presidential in the company photos, it turned out when we met him, he was really quite personable and lighthearted. So when I asked the CEO about time management, his first point was, with success comes the need for better time management, and with better time management comes success. The CEO emphasized, this point is very important because every person defines success differently. He explained, there's financial success. Does that mean you own a big house, 3 cars, and a boat? Or does it mean that if you never worked another day, you'd have the passive income you need to still support your lifestyle? Success in family could be defined as having a meaningful relationship with your spouse, significant other, and children, or it could mean spoiling your grandchildren. Professional success could be based on your annual salary, the position that you hold, or how long you've been with your company. Or it could be you exercising your entrepreneurial spirit and starting your own company. So the first question you're going to have to answer at the end of this session is, what does success look like for you? This is an important answer in request for better time management because it will help you stay on the right course. The CEO's second point was, if you're going to start better managing your time, you need to know what is most important to you in your life. The CEO explained, my father-in-law changed my thinking about how I was managing my time. He told me that if I was going to better start managing my time, I needed to know what was most important to me in my life. So what do you mean, I asked. Priorities, he said. My father-in-law challenged me to spend time thinking about the 3 to 5 things in my personal life and my career that were most important to me, that I needed to make those areas a priority. So if you're wondering how the CEO did it, let me tell you. He made a list of all the things he was involved in and what he thought was most important to him. Then he took that list and he narrowed it down to his top 5 priorities. So I cut to the chase and asked him why having priorities is so important to better time management. He said, once I decided on my priorities, it was almost like I was giving myself permission to use my time for these activities. Let me repeat this because this is very important. Once the CEO decided on his priorities, it was almost like he was giving himself permission to use his time for these activities. For example, although his career was a priority, his family was his #1 priority. Therefore, he never missed another one of his kids' baseball games or school plays because someone wanted to meet for business. This left me speechless for a minute. So I asked, how do you manage to keep your family your top priority when your career can be so demanding? He simply said, I just tell them I have another commitment at that time. Is there another day or time that will work for your schedule? And then he laughed and kind of rubbed his mustache a little bit and said, here's the best part. They rarely even asked what I was doing. If you believe that time is your most valuable resource, then the principle of prioritization is the most important step to achieving better time management because there's a universal truth about time. If you don't have a good reason for managing time, then it has a habit of managing you. At the end of this module, you'll be asked to identify your top 3 to 5 priorities. Don't rush through your list of activities. try and identify everything you are involved in or want to be involved in. Then, based on the common themes, choose your priorities. In your workbook, we share some sample themes or priorities to help you with this assignment. But remember, it's up to you. Once you decide on your priorities, you could even go as far as to decide what activities would best help you achieve your desired outcomes or goals in each area. For example, if your marriage is a priority, a goal could be to have a date night once a week. Or if prestige is a priority, you might run for city council or the Board of Education. The CEO's third point was, by staying with your priorities, you do not need to feel guilty about saying no. For the CEO, success meant spending time with his family. He knew when he was successful because after he made his family his top priority, he never missed another significant event in his family's life. Another priority of the CEO is his passion for helping children with special needs. Therefore, the only board that he sits on is that of the Loving Home, a facility that cares for children with special needs. I asked him how that helps him with time management. He smiled and he said, actually, knowing my priority helps a lot, because when I'm approached by other charitable organizations which do not help children and that would require more time away from my family, it is easier to say no. Now, I realize the concept of saying no is easy to explain, but sometimes hard to do. We should not feel obligated to have to say yes to everything that someone asks us to do. That is unless it's in line with your priorities. Then we should say yes when possible. Otherwise, no may be the appropriate response. To help you with saying no, I want you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, say your first name, do promise to be true to my priorities. I know I have the right to say no as appropriate for my situation without feeling guilty. I am the master of my time. There you go. Awesome. So here's a recap of what the CEO suggested. Point 1. With success comes a need for better time management, and with better time management comes success. Point 2. If you're going to start better managing your time, you need to know what is most important to you in your life. Point 3. By staying with your priorities, you do not need to feel guilty about saying no. Now, your quest for better time management starts with a writing session to identify what is most important to you in your life. The assignment has 2 parts. Number 1, clarify your definition of success. And number 2, identify your top 3 to 5 priorities. As a life and business coach, I understand that for some people, this is easy to accomplish because they feel like they know what is most important. If this is you, I strongly recommend that you take the time to do the exercise anyway. The reason is that we have found that our actions and our beliefs are not always in line. By making your priorities more concrete, you will automatically start making better use of your time. On the other hand, if you're one of those people that struggles with what is most important, I've had an exercise called Discover Your Core Priority that will help. Now, completing this assignment is an important step to better managing your time, because once you have defined success, identified your priorities, and have permitted yourself to say no, you will gain clarity on the why behind your time management, and you'll be on your way to greater success and more happiness. Now, in the next session, we'll meet Sarah, a flower shop owner, mother, and artist who teaches us how to identify the time we can actually manage and then how to leverage it. So now take the time to finish your assignment, and I'll see you for our 3rd session soon.